2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Blair Athol or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Hi, everybody.
Morning.
Big show today. First of all, we had our boss, Dave McClung, behind pressing the buttons for us today.
What a treat, Dave.
What a treat for everybody.
So fun. You got stitched early days too because Bella came in and asked for your card to buy us all coffees.
Oh, yeah.
And you couldn't remember if you'd said yes already, so you just went with it. What an easy touch.
We talked to people about the things that are really affecting them, keeping them up at night or during the day, because there's a clanging going on at my house that is doing my head in.
We also have a chat about when you're potentially filming something and in the background something fantastic pops up, like a police chase down in Scarborough here in Western Australia.
How full on was that here in Western Australia?
I don't know why I said Western Australia.
Just in case you're listening to this podcast from somewhere on the other side of the world. Teddy Swims joins us as well. He was on the other side of the world. Sean, he was in Argentina.
Jerry McGovern was here in the studio, but then he goes to the other side of Australia later on today.
Oh, great hook.
It's Nathan, Nat and Sean on Nova 937.
It's 6:06, Nathan, Nat and Sean. What a treat for us today, Sean, because filling in for Nathan this morning is none other than our boss, Dave McClung.
Morning, Dave.
Morning.
And pressing the buttons as well this morning.
Yeah. We're running out of people. We're going through the staff list.
Yes. As the boss, the buck stops with you, doesn't it? There's no one else after this because Ross is off.
We can get
She's only been here for a week. We'll chuck her on the panel. I reckon she'd do it too.
Yes.
Dave, are you the only one in the network in terms of program directors for everybody? That's the boss of the radio part of the station.
Yeah.
That do all the things that you do. You literally do everything. You get the breakfast for us every Monday to kick off the week, the whole lot.
Yeah. If we run out of milk, I go and do that.
You do.
Yeah, I think so. I'm the only person that would do all that. I'm stupid. What am I doing?
I don't know.
Occasionally pull it on air shift as well.
Yeah. There's not much I don't do here, but I love it.
Oh.
It does it all with enthusiasm, which is what we love about him.
Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
We've got some complete stranger in to tell us what's happening on the roads. Oh, wait, no, it's just brunette tea.
Bit of a transformation.
Okay, so you promised us a change. That's a change.
Drastic.
How are you feeling about it? Because you look amazing. But we knew that the blank canvas was pretty good to start off with. So you've gone from a creamy blonde to
a very dark brunette.
Yeah, like a chocolatey brunette.
So it was a bit of a jump scare this morning when I got up and turned the lights on in the bathroom. I was like, who is she? But no, I really like it.
Are you having less fun?
No, I think I'm having more so far.
What did Robbie say?
He loved it. I think he's like, I've got a brand new girlfriend.
Yeah,
this is great. So he loves it.
Well, you look amazing. Well done. Great decision. Everybody that contributed to that particular poll.
Yes, thank you to the public for bullying me into getting brunette hair.
At any stage when you were sitting down, did you think about the Pauline Hanson?
I thought about it. I was very close because the poll was very close with the Pauline Hanson. So I was like, I'll shock everyone, but no.
No. This is a good choice.
Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
You were made to meet halfway. Expedia were made to plan where halfway is. Expedia, made to travel.
Auckland, LA, Vegas.
Oh my God.
Nova's Red Room Global Tour, powered by Expedia.
Nova's Red Room! Let's go! Let me hear ya! Post Malone's album, F1 Trillion, is out now and available everywhere.
Right, this is massive, and money can't buy this experience. You've got to win your spot onto it. Nova's Red Room Global Tour. Your boarding pass to see the world's biggest artists up close and personal. That's the key. All powered by Expedia.
We're going to be kicking things off with the exclusive Nova's Red Room event in Sydney. We don't know who's going to play there, but it's going to be massive. I can guarantee that.
Mystery guest in an intimate setting.
Well said. Then followed by Gracie Abrams in Auckland. How hot is she at the moment?
Yeah, she can do no wrong. Then you head over to LA to see Dean Lewis live in Nova's Red Room. That's an intimate gig at the House of Blues. Great venue, historic venue.
Historic. Then jumping on a plane to Las Vegas, Nat, to see Jelly Roll and Post Malone.
Oh, Posty. All right. So it is huge. This afternoon, Ricky Lee, Tim and Joel will be calling somebody who is on the list. And let's put another name on the list right now.
Alex from Outwell, good morning.
Morning, guys. How you going?
Good, Alex. I know it's a bit early, but have you had to think about, you get to do all of it, obviously, but what would be the highlight out of that lineup for you?
Well, I've always wanted to go to New Zealand.
Yeah, right. So Gracie Abrams in Auckland.
That'll be up there.
Yeah.
But Vegas. Definitely Vegas.
Have you been to Vegas before?
Never. Been to the car, but that's about it.
Very similar.
Essentially that, but on a grand scale.
Oh, Alex, you'll love it. Hey, Alex, last time I was there, at the casinos, right, you get free terps when people are betting.
If you're gambling.
And a lot of my friends were betting, and I was just kind of milling in between them and copping the free drinks. It was the best play of the week.
Did you win?
No, I hardly bet.
He didn't bet.
Because I just milled in with them.
Didn't lose. He did win because he got free drinks.
Free drinks. God, that was...
I'll win either way.
Yeah, exactly.
Free
well,
drinks.
Alex, have your phone handy because this afternoon, Ricky Lee, Tim and Joel could be calling you personally. Calling you back, okay? So good luck.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, more
Have a great day, Alex.
More chance to get in the draw. You can enter online or via the Nova Player now, just like Alex did.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
I like to have a nap during the day.
Yeah.
And at the moment in our area, that is impossible. Because, and I know this is very important infrastructural work. So there's a bridge in Fremantle. There's two bridges to get across the river in Fremantle. There's the Stirling Bridge and there's the old traffic bridge. And the old traffic bridge is being replaced. It's a massive project, right? And at the moment, they're at the stage where they are getting gigantic metal pipes, and they have to imagine if you're hitting a star picket into the ground with a hammer.
Yeah, that's good.
It's that, but on a grand scale. So it's this massive clanging. I asked Dave to get something that was remotely similar to the noise.
Yes,
This is what he came up with.
I don't know if this is it.
Okay,
the first part, Dave. Can you isolate the first?
Yeah. So,
no, because that's the whole lot of things falling on the
I'm
ground.
not changing it now.
Oh, okay. So imagine that first part.
Yes.
But repeated every 3 seconds.
Nat, I drive over there just about on a daily basis.
And to be fair, I don't live that close to it. So I'm probably, what we'd say, K and a half away?
I don't
K
even
away?
think you're that hard.
K maybe?
Yeah, K.
As the crow
crow
flies. So K away. A mate of mine is in Palmyra and can hear it clearly from Palmyra. But there are people whose apartments are right
right there.
literally a couple of metres away from that noise.
Yep.
Imagine if you're a night shift nurse and you are trying to sleep during that. I don't even know what you would do.
What time does it start in the morning?
Like it's office hours essentially.
Oh, yeah.
So it's daytime. So obviously they're not doing it at night when most people are sleeping. But for the people who do have to sleep during the day because they work night shift or whatever, or just they're lazy like me and need a nap, I couldn't nap yesterday. I lay down and all these just like this clang, clang, clang. Clang.
Once
like
it's
that.
in your head, you can't take away. Yeah, you can't get out of it.
It's like imagine water dripping. How annoying that is, but make it metallic.
Yeah.
Horrible.
No, I totally agree.
It's horrible and it's not stopping anytime soon.
The amazing thing is actually seeing how big these pipes are and the fact that they're going in like 30 or 40 metres into the seabed.
Yeah, into the riverbed. It's amazing, isn't it? Like on an engineering scale, it's an in-incredible feat.
But that noise is amazing. That talk about those. So it's North Bank is where in Freo is where those houses are.
Yes.
So I was wondering if they get compensated in any way. Because you're right. That whole day is taken up with heavy machinery, and not only that, those massive pipes getting smashed.
Yes.
Time after time.
I can't imagine how awful it is for them because it's literally happening outside their windows. Because there are apartments that literally back onto that site.
No.
I'd be surprised if they're compensated, Sean.
Yeah, I know.
I know. Sean just he's a very optimistic soul, you know.
If anyone
he loves social justice, famously.
Yeah. So on one part of the things, I would like to know if anyone was living near one of these big infrastructure projects and got any kind of compensation, give us a call.
Do they look after you? Is that what happens? But
yes, but more importantly, Nat.
Yeah. Are you somebody who is plagued by a persistent noise when you're trying to sleep like that?
Yeah, just the first part. Just everyone concentrate on the first
It's
part.
not dissimilar to that, but kind of louder and rhythmic. It's the fact that it's just relentless every couple of seconds.
Oh, it is.
Jackie's in Octopus. Morning, Jack.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, Jackie.
Okay, Jackie, is there a noise that's plaguing you?
We've got a smorgasbord of noises because we live in a new subdivision, and then around us, the developers are creating more areas.
Yeah.
And for us, the worst one out of all of it is the ground compactors because there's this big machinery.
Yeah.
So not only have you got that, but you can actually feel it in the ground.
I bet you do.
So you're sitting in, like you could be lying in bed first thing in the morning, or you're sitting in the couch and you can feel the vibrations coming up through the ground.
That's tough.
No sleeping through
you
the
wouldn't.
day.
So
at all.
do they? Yeah. So they don't work during the night though, just during the day.
Oh no! Everything shuts down during the night, but it's always through the day. Yeah.
And do you need to sleep during the day?
I had COVID a couple of weeks ago, so I was trying to.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, that's
those compactors. You can feel them when you're walking around near one.
Yeah,
You can
I know
just
it's
feel that
awful.
vibration.
It's a horrible feeling. All right, thank you, Jackie. Let's go to Cecile in Armidale. Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Good,
Great, Cecile. What's stopping you from getting a good nap? What's going on?
Capsized down the middle of the road.
What do you mean?
What?
Well, the council put capsized down the middle of our road.
Yeah.
And we live on the straight out of a bend. So every time someone can't stay in the lane, you just hear all down the middle of the road.
Oh, that's great. That is so great.
No, it's not great.
No, it's not. It's not. So that's all day and all night too, isn't it?
Cecile, have you complained?
Yeah, and we live on a road with a school at the end.
Yeah.
So during the day, it's kind of constant, but at night time, you just think, can't these buggers just stay in their lane?
Stay in your lane.
Seriously. Stay in your lane.
No, but you know when you see new ones, but don't you try to go for them just for the sake of running
No,
them over?
Sean. No, Sean.
No one does.
No,
that.
no one does that.
Me neither. Me neither, Dave.
Sorry, Cecile. What was that?
I said I just want payback. So yeah, I probably do get a lot.
Yeah. That's painful. Thank you, Cecile. Bryce is in Baldivis. Morning, Bryce.
Morning, guys. This one's for you, Shawnee.
Yeah.
Compensation money.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you mean?
So my uncle, he owns a farm up near Morawar, and they cut a railway track to go to one of the mines up near there. I think Carrara it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so it pretty much paid for his farm, and it only took about 20 metres off the front of his property. You've just got to hop over the train track and through a newer gate. So it obviously paid off for him, but it just goes to show, he's got 150 acres plus. So, it's not going to miss 20 metres.
So he got like a lot of money then, you're talking about?
Yeah,
Serious.
like a lot. Like it was
like hundreds of
insane
thousands.
money. And it wouldn't have just been him. There's quite a few properties along that road.
That
so
way.
they would have, so it just goes to show,
Yeah.
if they all band together, they're going to get some dough.
Yeah, so they're technically taking land off, so they're resuming some land, so you can see.
Yeah.
But in this case, they're not because it's already previously marked
That's
with
right.
the Fremantle traffic
Yeah,
bridge
that's
is.
right. That's right. It's just the discomfort
But
of the
it's this-
noise you want to know about. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, so it wasn't for the noise, Bryce. It was
No,
for the...
it was for taking the
No,
land.
and it's
Take
only
the
his
land.
hobby farm, so he's not there all
Yeah.
the time. It was just a bit of a win, really.
Bit of a bonus. Yeah,
real
that's
good
right.
one.
That's right. And now it's close to transport.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It's the Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Blair Athol or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.
When you watch the news, you're always hoping there'll be something interesting that might be around your suburb or that you can really follow. And last night, it was the police chase that started in East Perth where the cops tried to pull over a Toyota Prado, a white one. And then the guy just decided, no, I'm going to take these
Allegedly.
dudes. Allegedly. Allegedly, hey, we've got you videoed all through the city, brother. And he heads over to Scarborough and he's doing a couple of loops around the front of Scarborough in front of Rendezvous and all the rest of that stuff, and decides to take the stairs in the Prado, Nat, to escape the cops who are in the Commodore.
Yep.
Down he goes,
Yep.
down to that amphitheatre and tries to drive around the corner.
Wild. And then he jumps out and runs into the sea. But to try and evade capture, no, I'm just going to put it out there. Unless you are Sean McMahon swimming to Rottnest every week, that wasn't a good avenue of escape.
No, it wasn't.
So,
it wasn't at all.
extraordinary. They did apprehend him. Apparently he was 40, which really surprised me. Like, I don't know what the age cutoff for that sort of behaviour is. That sort of alleged behaviour. But
actually, they do say that 80% of all crimes are committed for people under the age of 40.
Yeah.
I think I read that.
Okay, that's a great stat.
Right. I think I did. Just tell your friends.
Sam would like us to know that he's popped the footage up on our socials if you haven't seen it. But it was
so many
everywhere.
people filming it. It was great.
Well, the thing was, somebody managed to catch the footage of that Prado as it took the stairs, and it's like you just. Like, were they just taking a selfie or something? What were they doing? And then all of a sudden it just flew down, or?
Well, the cop sirens were going, so if you're out on that balcony, because all those, those apartments above those restaurants are along the front there, where that roundabout is. On that left-hand side.
Yeah.
It would have got your attention.
Yeah, and there'd be tons of people just taking photos of the beach.
Yeah, there would have been just with their camera out. Yeah,
Scarborough's nice.
Yeah, because I hear sirens all the time, but I don't get my camera out to film things.
Canning Highway's full on.
I know, all the time.
Anyway, we digress. That was a moment, wasn't it?
Moment. Yeah,
and when they arrested him, right, and you can see him getting hauled up that amphitheatre area from the beach. He was wearing like jeans and a hoodie and stuff, and you're like, how are you going to swim off in that?
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, I've got full togs and stuff, but
yeah, if you are going to take the police on an alleged car chase from East Perth to Scarborough, do it in your Speedos. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, and here's the other point to that. If you're going to drive a Prado down the stairs onto the sand, take the time to get out and put your tyres down just a little bit.
Right.
15.
Sean learnt the hard way.
And then you can just peg it all the way down.
Actually, can you explain to me? So everyone kept posting on it saying the rims. I didn't understand what that meant. So is that what you're talking about? He had to let the tyres down or something like that?
Well, I think his tyres were too hard, so his car came to a stop on that white sand anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know, the rims might have been just getting maybe scratched on the... Because that's limestone as you go down that seating area.
I know that you are supposed to they're made to go off-road, but I don't think you're meant to drive them down stone stairs.
They're pretty good cars. I don't know. I haven't seen their testing lab.
Imagine if that's your car and then it's like, oh, my car got stolen, and then you're looking at the news and go, right.
The Belltown Times.
So, the Belltown Times were the first ones onto it, as always. That's where any breaking news happens in this state now, as it should be. That's great.
We want to know, though, if you filmed something, because that was a moment in time. We got to see it on all the news services. Great filming that, wasn't it?
That's right. I know. And this is the thing. And sometimes you're just filming something else and then you catch something by accident in the background. I remember seeing a beautiful post once. It was a photographer who was somewhere in Sydney taking all these pictures, and then when he went home and looked at them, he'd caught somebody proposing on this headland in the distance. Didn't even realise at the time. He was just taking scenic shots. And then he looked at it and went, oh, that's the moment when the guy's got down on the knee and he's asking the question. So then he was searching for them to give them the photo.
Oh, that's nice.
Because he'd actually managed to capture the moment.
Yeah.
Unwittingly.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
That is a good story. There's going to be a lot of bad stories that go with that someone's been caught in the background with someone else. I bet
was just
you
funny.
always...
Were you thinking that?
Oh, no, I was just remembering. Do you remember when you did a photo shoot for a client and you didn't realise you had your Jolly Roger out?
No, that wasn't a photo shoot. No, that's worse than that.
No, that was filmed.
We were opening a toy store. It was the opening of a toy store, and all around Sean were waist height children.
Yes. They should have been compensated. I didn't bring in that compensation.
Quick question. What do we have to do to get sacked around here? Something worse than that,
A hell of a lot worse.
I just remembered when I was in Mexico, I was there was one place that we went to, and there was a great view. You kind of climbed up this hill to there was a temple thing on top, and then in the background when you looked out, there was volcanoes and stuff. And I took a selfie at the moment that the top blew on that volcano.
Oh, I did too.
Big puff of smoke came out, and we're like,
that's cool now.
Yeah, it just kind of just went at that moment. So before that, there was nothing, and then as I'm taking it, so people got up on, there was a little thing you could stand on. People got up on before me, and in their photos, there's no smoke coming out. And then when I did it, in that photo.
Boom.
Look, yeah.
That's a good
Look
one.
at
You should do something with that.
Thanks. Nicole's in Banksia Grove. Hello.
Hey guys,
Hey,
good
Nick.
morning. How you going?
Awesome.
Great, Nick. Okay, what did you capture?
So I was working and living up in the beautiful East Kimberley,
Yeah.
and a group of us were walking to the Kimberley Hotel for our local Thursday night trivia night.
Yes.
And so I don't know if you guys have heard, like, you know, the flats. You walk across the flats, which is red dirt, bit of gravel, you know, just
Yes.
off the road
Yep.
sort of
Yes,
thing.
yeah. Like
So-
just an open expanse. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, you know, here am I. I'm just filming everything because new to the town, really excited, sending the footage back home. And anyway, the next minute, this guy in a truck carrying, like, you know, all the road train carriages on the back.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking a lot. I don't know what was in it. He comes tearing across the flat.
Oh.
And we're just like going, is he coming towards us? Because no joke, it was something out of a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just kept filming it. And because it was really weird. I don't think he was quite all there. Anyway, he was tearing it up so bad it created like a big red dust storm.
Yeah.
And we're waving our arms. And like, we're not the only ones. Everyone's kind of walking off the road, coming across the flats. But
Yes.
we all just had to run, and I don't run. We just had to run.
I don't run.
For our lives,
Yes.
every direction we could. We're screaming. But even after we all, like, got off the flats and onto the actual road, and then we made our way to the front of the Kimberley and got ourselves a real quick coldie.
Yes.
It was just like he kept doing it.
Oh,
And
he's
I
just
was
cutting
like,
up on the
ever-
flats on a road train.
Did you ever get to the bottom of it? Like, was there any, I don't know.
Well, yeah, we had to call our local friends
Yes.
because we weren't quite sure of the story.
Yeah.
Because we weren't sure who was behind the wheel. And, so eventually, no, he just took off and tore out of town.
Wow.
Either towards Kununurra or Fitzroy. I don't really know which direction he went in, but could have gone down one of the other, you know, roads. I mean, it was actually out of a scene, like out of a movie.
Yeah.
And when I played it back, it was, people at home were like, oh my God. But
What is
it was
happening?
it was just like, here we are, you know, just talking. And yeah, it came off like one of the back streets. And because the flats it's near the little airport strip we've got up there.
Yeah.
What
So,
town are you actually talking about? You said East Kimberley, but what Kununurra?
No, not Kununurra.
Let's just say somewhere between Kununurra and Fitzroy.
Okay.
What one's that?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm trying to think
Yeah.
which one it is.
Thanks, Nicole. Sean's now looking at a map. Bree's in Lathlane. Hello.
Hey, how you going, guys?
Good,
Great,
Bree.
Bree. We're talking about, you know, amazing stuff that you managed to capture on camera. What have you got for us?
It was my 17-year-old son and his mate, and they were on at Roto on a beautiful day on the school holidays that have just gone,
Yep.
and doing a bit of underwater filming, and got a beautiful big octopus on screen, which was lovely. Got really nice and close to it, close enough for said octopus to extend a tentacle with the GoPro out of my son's hand and scurry off with it.
Stole his GoPro.
Stole his GoPro. But two 17-year-old boys in the, with the metabolism of a greyhound, went after him, retrieved it, and had been recording the whole time. So on playback, you can actually see this tentacle come out. You can then see suckers all over the face of his
That's
GoPro.
amazing.
That's awesome.
You can muffled, because we now know what was said, you can hear,
Yes.
oh my God, he's got your GoPro. And then, my GoPro. And then ensuing underwater battle. And then the faces of two very stunned boys as the last shot when they've ripped it back out covered in slime.
What amazing
it's gold.
footage.
That's gold.
That is
that's
incredible.
gold, Bree. I'd love
Yeah.
to see that.
Oh, that's so good. Thank you, Bree. Jackie's going to finish us off. Hi, Jack.
Hi, good morning.
Morning, Jackie.
Hey, Jackie, what have you got for us?
Well, this is more a story about what we're worried about, what did get captured. This is back in the 80s where,
Yeah.
like, you had to capture things with video cameras.
Yes.
And we were staying at the Golden Sands in Penang when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And they had this water slide there. And, there was all these Japanese tourists and there was us there. And everybody was filming all their kids coming down the water slide. And I finally convinced my mum to go up there.
Oh, Jackie, you just
And
fell.
became...
Yes, you're up on the top of the water slide, yes.
You're cutting out a bit, Jack.
Yeah, we got you.
Oh, sorry. Hang on. And, and so I've finally convinced my mum to go down this water slide, and there's a Japanese tourist kid in front of us, and that one goes down first. But the brother was too scared to go down, so I said, no, Mum, you go down next. So all the parents are filming down the bottom of the slide.
Yes.
And then Mum goes down and, of course, loses her top on the way down there. So as she arrives down in the water, there's just this, roar of laughter from all these tourists and my dad and everyone that's filming. Yeah. But we always wondered to this day, whatever happened to that footage, because back then it was, it would have gone back to Japan. And that was...
Yeah, there's some. She's probably the star of Japanese Funniest Home Videos, and she doesn't even know it. Yeah, Jackie's cutting out.
Line isn't great.
Funny, yeah.
Someone's got that footage. They've used it.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And Sean would like to buy it.
Just to see if it was
Just to
real.
see, yeah.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Yesterday, we got the opportunity after the show to catch up with Teddy Swims. He was in Argentina at the time. Delightful man.
He was really nice.
Really lovely, genuine. Of course, the reason is that he's headed our way. He'll be playing RAC Arena in late October. The tickets go on sale to the general public on Monday.
We were giving away tickets this week. We're going to hold some off to Monday.
Yes, we are. All right, let's have a listen.
Good to see you guys.
We're excited that you are coming to Australia, Teddy. Back again, because you are much beloved here, aren't you?
It's my favorite place in the freaking world. Y'all know that.
Really? Teddy, you're travelling all around the world at the moment. Are you coming to us right now from Argentina?
Yeah, I'm in Buenos Aires right now. It's 11:04 p.m. So I'm having an Aperol Spritz. So, you know what I mean?
How good?
Does it taste as good as I think it does?
It's pretty sweet, baby.
Hey, Teddy, I've never been to Argentina. Give us a rundown. Have you been able to take up the atmosphere of the place, or are you just busy?
Have you done the tango in the street yet?
Not too much. I mean, we went today and had some empanadas, and then saw they had this beautiful cemetery situation, which was the cemetery was so incredible. It was all these mausoleums and you got to look into this cemetery in Argentina, and in Buenos Aires. It was one of the most beautiful experiences I gotten to go through and walk through today, and it was really cool, man. It was almost a town of dead people, I guess you could kind of say. But everybody had have you guys ever seen this Buenos Aires cemetery I'm talking about?
No, we'll have a look at it while we're talking to you.
I'm envisaging something is in New Orleans. Is it like that?
Yeah, it's kind of like the New Orleans one, but it's 10 times bigger than that. It's everybody's got these statues and these I don't know. It had me so introspective today because I was man, it was almost like a whole town of these mausoleums and these I don't know. It had me just thinking so hard. And today I had in my AirPods too. I was listening to the Tarzan soundtrack, Phil Collins, while I was going through it too, and it just made me. I was just feeling.
What a moment in time!
You'll be in my heart while that was happening, and I was like, God, you're so good, man. It was awesome.
Some sort of spiritual experience right there in the cemetery.
Yeah, Phil Collins did his damn thing on that record, didn't he?
Yeah, I would do it.
Hey, Teddy, when I first started seeing you coming up on YouTube, when I was just floating across stuff and Instagram and whatever, doing the covers, which I know you, many years ago, did you? Oh, there was you, right? That was coming up all the time for me, and another group called Boyce Avenue. Do you know who they are? Have you seen them?
Oh, yeah, dude. Those guys rip, man.
But I thought, both of you are just so incredible, and just seeing all these amazing covers come across. And
Boyce Avenue has been doing this way longer. I mean, they were really kind of maybe one of the first YouTube cover artists that were they've probably been doing this 10 years longer than I have done on YouTube. I mean, those guys have been around forever on YouTube.
How do you go from being able to because when you just see you go, oh, mate, this guy's incredible with his voice. So, and just putting you next to them for a second, they haven't gone on to do any original stuff, but being able to translate from you to doing covers to doing your original stuff and making it hit, do you know what the difference is?
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely always a fear. I was terrified that, I'd sang some of the best songs that ever been written.
Yeah.
and also gotten some notoriety from singing the best songs ever written.
Yep.
And I was so terrified of writing anything as good as those songs, like I'm like, how do you write original songs after you sang I Can't Make You Love Me? You're like, still the one.
Still the one.
How do you after you get notoriety for doing some of the best songs ever written, how do you ever write songs that are that good? And I definitely had like this fear of like never working as a original artist. And I still feel like I'll never write songs as good as those, but I'm just trying to write something as honest as the way I listen to those songs.
Yeah. Yep.
And they're connecting. So I'm grateful that I broke out of that space, and still also like I still do covers. We sing covers every night. I still listen to music every day and fall in love and sing my favorite songs every day. And so I'm grateful that my songs started working, but I still will never write an I Can't Make You Love Me. Hopefully one day I will.
You will.
But,
You will.
I mean, once Lose Control was out there, your career has it's literally skyrocketed. And I mean, it's a giant leap for you to next minute you're at the Brit Awards covered in soft toys on the red carpet. Talk us through that costume choice for the Brit Awards.
Well, so we were there's this Brazilian designer called Division, and my buddy Christian, like showed me the jacket, and I was like, I love it because there's a piece of me that like loved it, like. When kids like grow out of toys and they like grow out of toys and these toys don't get like used anymore, and these toys are getting like put in like Goodwill or like they're getting taken away and these toys don't get love anymore. I was like, what an opportunity to like repurpose these toys to get like put on a red carpet and get love again. I don't know. There was something about it that I felt like kind of drawn to, that I was like, I love that these toys are getting love again and these toys are getting a chance to be stars again. It was like, it made me feel like Toy Story, like the movie.
I was going to say, it's the next in the Toy Story franchise is these toys end up on the red carpet as York jacket. That's great.
Yeah, now they're all celebrity, and what's been crazy is like we just finished our European leg of this tour, and dude, every show there was somebody that had like a jacket that they had made with all the like they had made their own jacket with. There was somebody in the front row every night, which was crazy. And like it's been like one of the craziest viral things. Like people have made their own jackets and come to our shows with like their own teddies all over the jacket. And
that's the best.
How cool is that?
Teddy, how do you get used to now traveling around the world and people coming to see you play? You used to that kind of stuff to have notoriety?
Dude, you don't get used to that at all. It's such a weird thing, and it's growing every day exponentially.
Yeah, it is.
Like, and you're in a place like this, like Argentina, and you think you're like,
what the hell?
Nobody knows you're here, or that you're okay to go somewhere, and then next thing you know, you're getting surrounded and happy to do that. Happy to like love on everybody, but. Things are getting different, and they're getting different, and they're compounding every day, and it's getting bigger and bigger every day. And as soon as I think I got a grip on it, there's like it's getting way bigger than it is. It's growing. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm just trying to like be as present as I can, even if I got 5 seconds with somebody or 10 seconds with somebody, or 10 minutes with somebody. I'm trying to make sure I'm present for every interaction I have, and that's like. Whether it's 10 seconds or 10 minutes, or if there's 2,000 people in my face, try to make sure if you got 10 seconds with 2,000 people that you're present for every one of them. I just try to be as like present as I can and be grateful.
That's really
I just try to be grateful the best I can. And they can all have one too.
You're a good guy, Teddy. You're a genuinely nice guy. You're very, you're authentic and you're very genuine, and that shows through. So no wonder you're selling out stadiums all over the world now. Incredible. You deserve it. Before we let you go, we got one last question. Our producer wants to know, does it hurt to get tattoos on your eyelid?
Okay, the eyelid it was a weird thing. Okay, the eyelid, it's got to be a very, very tiny needle, because obviously you don't want it to puncture.
Yes.
So it didn't hurt that bad, but also like if you guys have ever gotten tattooed, you know that the needle like bounces like 100 miles per hour or something.
Yep.
It like bounces. So you feel your eyeball bouncing, So it irritates your eye. Like it makes you cry a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
You literally feel your eyeball bouncing. It's like a weird sensation. It doesn't hurt as bad as you think, but it's a weird sensation. But also, like when I was in ninth grade, like Lil Wayne dropped the Carter 3 that changed my life forever. And he had like Fear of God on his stuff. And I was like, dude, one thing I'll do for sure is like, I have to be like Lil Wayne. I have to get my eyelids tattooed. That's like what I set my life to do.
It's great to have ambition.
So I literally only have my eyelids tattooed because I want to be like Lil Wayne. That's literally
that's enough. That's reason enough. Good on you, Teddy.
Yeah, he's the coolest guy ever. He's the coolest guy ever.
Teddy, we can't wait till you hit our shores. It's going to be brilliant. RAC Arena, 29th of October. Thank you for talking to us, Teddy.
Yeah, see you guys soon.
See you, buddy.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Mate. That was awesome. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, Reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Blair Athol or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.
We do have Jeremy McGovern in the studio at the moment. Governor, I want to tell you this little story yesterday, and I don't know if you do with this with the kids at all. But
his kids are quite small, but this is this in the bank because you can do this.
So my youngest is my daughter, and I tell her every day that she's my number one daughter, obviously. And then
on account of being only.
I ask her all the time if I'm her favourite between me and the wife all the time. So when I go and pick her up from school, I say I must be the favourite. I'll buy her chocolate or something like that. Tell me I'm the favourite. Tell me I'm the number one. And I try to force her to tell Megan that I'm a favourite in front of her. So anyway, yesterday when I picked her up, she asked me, she started talking to me about getting a job.
Yes.
And she wanted to get a job at this restaurant in Melville where her friend works.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, no worries, because we're going to that shopping centre. We'll just walk in and see if it's open and we'll go and see the guy. And it turns out the door was open, so I walked in and saw the boss, and he was like, absolutely, we need more staff. We're opening on the weekends. We're doing breakfasts, blah, blah, blah. We'd love to have her on as long as... And he was so lovely. He just talked about having a smiling face and talking to the people. You can come in. So she was beaming afterwards that I got her this job. So I said, right, as soon as we walk in the door, you need to walk up to Mum and just tell her. Straight to her face.
Dad's my favourite. That's what you want to hear. Dad's my favourite, right?
Yeah.
Just so you know, Mum, Dad's my favourite.
100%. So I was all pumped for this. We walk in the door and she says, Mum, I've got to tell you something. I've got a job.
You're like,
and
this is your moment.
This is it. And then she ran off.
Oh,
it was heartbreaking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever get the kids to try to tell you the best?
No, I don't.
Not yet. It's early days. They're still pretty little, aren't they?
We debate about it all the time. And I'll tell my wife, Maddie, that they just love her more. They all love her more than me because she's the softie.
Yeah. You're the hardline guy.
And I'm sort of, that's the only reason.
It's nothing else.
You know, Matt, just so you know, like I'm doing this for you, so you can be the most loved one.
Yeah.
Which is that's sort of how it works. And I sort of do want them to love their mum the most deep down, but it does hurt the soul a little bit.
Yeah, every now and then. Are you like Sean? Do you make them watch your highlights? Your highlights reel?
Nah, my son Hudson does. He gets them up all the time because it's just saved in there because I'm always watching.
Yeah.
But it's it's a funny one. The kids, aren't they? They gravitate towards, in my household, their mum a lot, obviously. But I'm trying to slowly persuade them, and chocolates and lollies normally works pretty well.
Yeah.
Letting them stay up.
Eagles merch.
Yeah. Eagles merch, or you want to come down the rooms.
You bring your mates down the rooms?
Yeah, just doing all that sort of stuff.
Oh, yeah, because didn't one of your kids have their birthday party with all the mates?
Yeah, and he still hates me. No,
I mean, what do you have to do?
He doesn't hate me at all, but Mum's still his favourite, but I might have to do it again this year for him.
Oh, mums are so lucky.
They do everything,
They're
Sean.
so lucky, mate. No matter what happens at our house,
everything.
They will always be the number one. I mean, look at me. I'm doing everything. Buying chocolates and Gatorades. They get a look in.
Yeah.
When's her birthday?
Yeah, what else?
Whose? Megan's.
No, Sonny's.
9th of June. Yep, I'm all over
What
it.
year?
20.
Hey! He had to think about it, didn't he? Had to think about it.
Yeah, you got to, mate. You got to think. It's hard. It's hard, isn't it, to remember all those dates? So that's.
Oh, it's not that hard.
Did you tell us the story recently?
Yes, I was telling Sean this yesterday, Gov. It was, you know how they on TikTok they go around interviewing people on the street, and this guy went around interviewing fathers who are clearly there with their children and asking them questions like that, like what's this daughter? What's her favourite subject at school? And the dad goes social studies, and the kid goes no. They could not get one thing right, and there was one father with 4 daughters, and he's like. He says to the dad, "Oh, when are their birthdays?" And the dad goes, "Oh, I can't tell you one." And he said, "What about this one?" And points to one, and the kid's like looking at him, and he goes, "No, I don't know." And the kid goes, "It was yesterday."
No. That's fair enough. But you're not
and then they drag the mum out and the question is name their best friends, right, for each kid, and the mum. First name, middle name, last name of every single best friend of the dad's just in the background going, oh, no.
Mums know what they had for breakfast 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, because they made it.
Yes, you're right. They did make it. So shout out to all the mums.
Yeah,
for sure.
We love you.
All right. Well, Gav, we better let you go. You've got a plane to catch.
Yes.
Good luck against Brisbane.
Thanks, guys.
Do we read a book on the long ride home, or what do we do?
Nah, talk. Shit.
Have you got any series? Do you watch any series at the moment?
Not really. A little bit. Nah. I just. I'm like, I might be a bit weird. I just watch YouTube videos of regenerative farming at the moment.
Regenerative farming?
Yeah,
what
just
does that
farm
entail?
stuff.
So like wilding and stuff. Is that what you're doing?
It's just how to farm without spraying everything with fertilisers and actually doing it naturally.
Are you thinking of doing that?
Oh, I'd love to one day, for sure. But I go down a few rabbit holes on a few.
I mean, I often look at videos of cows' hooves being repaired. So I know that's where the algorithm, Nate, the hoof guy, it gets thrown up to me all the time, and he goes, he had a rock in his.
There you go. Well, I went down the rabbit hole of dandelion farming the other day. Dandelion farming. So if you see me post-career,
that's right.
You're dandelion man.
Future dandelion farmer, Jeremy McGovern.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Flyaway Fridays with Transmuser. Nathan, Nat and Sean with Transmuser are sending their favourite caller of the week to Bali. For all things Bali, search Transmuser for the best deals.
Okay, it is time for Flyaway Fridays with Transnusa Airlines. Somebody is going to win return flights to Bali, and basically we look for our favourite caller of the week, Sean.
Gee, we had a lot of callers this week, and there was a couple of rippers that stood out. In particular, one that we've been talking about all week now.
I know. I retold this story to so many people because it just blew my mind. Here's a snippet of our favourite caller of the week.
Driving through Nangara Road, tyre goes out. I'm like, okay, look, it's fine. Get out of the car, fixing the tyre on the right-hand side. In the 10 minutes that I'm fixing the tyre, I get bitten by a snake.
Whoa, Colin. Whoa. This is your first day of a new job, and you've got a flat tyre and then bitten by a snake on the way to work.
And you can imagine the phone call to the employer. They're like, oh, sure.
Didn't get the job. They had to move on.
Also, we didn't get to that bit, but he also then had a reaction to the anti-venom that put him in hospital for 3 weeks. Colin from Stratton, hello.
Hi, guys.
Colin, we loved your story so much, and it's great that, because they had to let you go from that job that you hadn't started yet, and obviously it was a miserable time. So you and a mate are off to Bali, Colin.
That's incredible.
I know.
Thank you guys so much.
I know. And Colin, you did tell us when you called in, it's the first time you've ever called us, isn't it?
It is. It is literally the long-time call, long-time listener. And then I finally called in and I was like, I actually have something for this.
I've been sitting on this story for years, and this is the opportunity I've been looking for.
I mean, I told so many people, as I said, Colin, when I said, you're not going to believe this. This poor guy was just, changing his tyres. It's bad enough that you get a flat tyre on the way to start a new job. But then to be bitten by a snake, and then to react to the anti-venom, and then for them to go, look, we can't keep you on. We have to fill fill this role. And so then you're unemployed as well. Tough. But this hopefully makes up for a little bit.
I can't believe it. I'm in shock. I answered my phone. I was actually in a meeting. I was like, who's calling me on a private number? And then, this is insane.
Oh, well, you're worth it, Colin.
Yep,
we love the story, mate.
The joy of Flyaway Fridays
much,
with
guys.
Transnusa Airlines. Well played, Colin. You have a great weekend.
Enjoy your
Colin.
weekend.
Don't get bitten by a snake in Bali,
No.
okay? It'll be bad. Remember, this could be you. You could be just like Colin. Flyaway Fridays will be back again next week.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
We spoke to Ross the other day about the honour that his son got the kindness trophy at school. For
so
the day.
lovely.
So, yeah, he's in pre-primary and they give them a trophy, the kid that's been the kindest during the week.
And before then, our producer Amy, her son had been given a merit award like days before.
yeah.
So we're on a bit of a roll at the moment, everyone.
Well, I can cap it. So, look, I don't want to show off. But yesterday, I always take Lewis for a walk down the Oval after work. As soon as I get home, because he barks too much, he's too excited. So we take him down there. And at this particular oval is where it's a junior footy oval as well, Sean. You've spent a lot of time there too. There's a lovely lady called Sue who runs a little cafe called Spilt Milk out of the canteen space. So
it's a really good idea.
Yeah, Thursdays to Mondays she's there, coffee and snacks and whatever. And a great honour was bestowed upon Lewis. He was named the Spilt Milk Star of the Week. And his photo's up and everybody went, oh, the Star of the Week's here. And so he posed in front of his photo and I put it up on my Instagram story. So because it is genuinely a proud moment that he has, climbed to the higher echelons of customers at Spilt Milk. He wasn't the first, which I find hard to believe. There are other dogs made the...
Oh, was there?
Yeah. A couple of other dogs were ahead of him. But I like to think that she saved him for... This is just a good week. You know what I mean?
Did you have to... if you haven't seen the video, I'm sure
I'll put it up on our socials, yeah.
Lewis actually grabs the puppuccino. Basically, he does his order himself.
He orders himself.
So did you have to train him to do that?
No, well, I think I didn't train him to do that, but I think Sue trained him to do it because she has fully enabled this behaviour. So what he does is I make him do a lap first. So we've got to do it. We do a lap over the oval and then he kind of bolts from the behind post down one end up the other end and he beelines for the cafe. And then he gets there, stands up on his hind legs, puts his paws on the counter and of course Sue's expecting him. She can see him coming. She makes him a puppuccino. Don't tell him, but I have stipulated that he only gets half. It's whipped cream in a one-shot cup.
Yep.
And he and then there's dog treats on top of that. So like all the other dogs actually get a full cup. I'm like, that's too much. He's an old dog. He needs to look after
It'll go
his
straight
figure.
through him as well.
That's right. So he gets that and then she pushes it to the edge and then he just takes it and puts it down on the ground and eats it right there and then. And one time he doesn't care if there's other people around. And one time he did that, went up and put his paws on the thing. And there was quite a posh lady standing there talking to Sue, who just went, get off like this. And Sue just looked at me like, oh no, that's because I've trained him to do it. So yeah, no, it is I'm so proud of these great achievement. Obviously.
Sean, did any of your kids win anything?
No.
Ollie went to his school ball last night.
Ollie went to his school ball.
What time did he get home?
I think
Did he come
the after
home?
party went to 2:30. Yeah, Chinese dentist. But he
Does he have
drove.
to go to school today?
No, they had the day off, but all the girls did because it's a boys' school, right? So all the girls from different schools had to go back to school today, and then a lot of them have got balls tonight as well. But the boys themselves didn't. And Ollie
drove.
Yeah, he's not a drinker. He's got to play footy this weekend.
Yeah, he's an athlete, professional.
Yeah, so he's doing the right thing, but no one's actually. I will shout out to Ollie because this is the first. So I get a lot of emails from the school, normally from his teacher saying he hasn't passed a test. The other day I got one. This is a proud moment, and he got 75 in an English test, right?
Yes.
And Megan had it was built in to react negatively because she just thought it was. So he walks in the door, starts teeing off. She's teeing off on him again
because she's just seen that there's an email and not read the detail. And when you open it up, actually saying he did really well.
Exactly. So funny.
Not Star of the Week, though, just saying.
No, not Star of the Week.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
if you missed it earlier in the week when we had David Croft, we spoke to him for ages. That'll be up there. That's so the voice of F1.
How good was Croft?
You fangirled over him, Dave?
Yeah. I came in wearing the McLaren hat that day. And when he went in and read the sport for you, that was just the absolute best.
Finally, we had a professional doing it. It was great.
I know. Even worse, our big boss from Sydney was over. It's like, oh, my God, I look like an absolute muppet. Not for the first time.
I was going to say, that's finally bothered you, has it? Next week on the show, we're going to catch up with Dave Hughes. He's on Taskmaster.
Yeah, he certainly is. Ada Nicodeme. Oh, my God. I should have rehearsed that. No, Sam, I was right the first time. Okay.
Oh, say it again properly.
Ada Nicodeme.
How's that, Sean, from Home and Away? She's celebrating 25 years on that esteemed show.
I bet there is Dickinemos out there. I bet you.
Plus, we'll be leading into the Derby, so a bit of excitement around that, isn't there, hey?
Yep. And also, just by speaking to us next week, you could be in the running for...
Flyaway Fridays, Transnoosa Airlines. Just like Colin from Stratton, who, sure, he had to get bitten by a snake to win it, but a worthy winner.
Changing his tyre.
Dave McClung, great work behind the desk today.
Thank you.
It's just been such a joy.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.
2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Blair Athol or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.